Hello, 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 and welcome to you all. Welcome to those who are joining me live right now. Say what's up in the chat. Go ahead and drop a hello and where you're from. I see Will Wagner here, Lisa Lee, and Stephanie Hicks already joined in. And I want to welcome you all to today's Friday Live. Today's topic is going to be about the $1 million game plan. And my question to you is, do you have one? Do you have a $1 million game plan? And go ahead and, type a yes. If you have that game plan, type a yes in the chat. Let me know. If not, type no. Because today we're going to help you with some tools and resources and information to help you understand government contracting and how you can build out your $1 million game plan so that you can get there in this lifetime. Hi, Cynthia and Siobhan. Hello. All right. So Siobhan said, no problem. We're gonna cover what a simple $1 million game plan can look like for any of you. It's all about the numbers. It's a numbers game. And I'm going to show you and walk you through exactly how you can actually leverage your business with government contracting to build a multi-million-dollar business. And we'll do that with simplicity and some numbers. For those of you who are members of the GovCon Insider, our private Facebook group, we have a lot of goodies for you all today, and some free templates and stuff that we're going to be sharing with you all as well. So welcome again. I'm Karwana D. I'm your government contract strategist, and today in this video you're going to learn two things that we're going to help you with. Number one, and these are going to be things to help you propel your business into the $1 million, to achieving your $1 million goal. And the first thing we're going to cover is the six-figure formula. So this is a piece of a bigger training that I actually did before a while back. We actually have a course called the six-figure formula that will dive a little bit more deeper into the details. It has templates and workbooks and all those things that comes along with it. But we're going to first cover a six-figure formula, because I believe you have to have at least know how to get to the six figures, right? The multiple six figures in order to calculate up to the $1 million. So we're going to walk you through that. And then we're going to talk about number two. The second thing is multiple six figures, that $1 million. How can you leverage this six-figure formula to get to the $1 million in revenues? If that's okay with you, let me know. Sharing this insight with you all simply because these are the steps that I took to be able to actually build a $1 million business and to be able to be the first self-made millionaire in my family using this specific strategies. Of course, it took me a little bit longer because I didn't have a coach like me to show me how to take the shortcuts. But I'm going to show you some shortcuts of how you can actually leverage your business to build a $1 million empire in a little bit of time. In less time than it would normally take a small business owner to get there. Okay. So first, what I want to do is go ahead. I'm just going to dive right into it. I'm going to share my screen very shortly. Let's see if we can get over here to this formula and let me know if you guys can see my screen or not. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. Here we go. Share my screen with this window. Hopefully this is it, I think. Let's see if this is it. Yeah, wait, nope. Sorry about that. That is the wrong, those are my notes. Those are my notes. Let me see. Stop screen. That is not the one, but here we are right here. This is it. All right. So this is the six-figure formula that I want to show you all today. Angel, you ready to see more? Oh, you're tagging people. Cynthia says, I don't have a $1 million game plan, but I am ready to learn. Y'all see this baby kicking. The baby even want to know, what is your $1 million game plan? What is it? All right, so we're going to go. Okay, so six-figure formula, right? So this is a formula that I designed actually personally, internally from my own experience. So you're not going to find this formula anywhere else out there. So the initials that I go by is KPMSD. This is a formula, and I'm going to break it down just so you guys can understand what that formula formula stands for. But again, this is a small portion of a bigger course that I've already created. And I'm going to be sharing some information with you about that and how you can grab the full six-figure formula course. And for the GovCon insiders, we're going to have a nice little offer on the table where you actually get to save on your purchases. Okay. So number one, the K stands for know your numbers, right? So what does that mean to know your numbers? Understand when it comes to government contracting, whether it's government contracting, corporate contracting, or whatever, whoever your client is going to be, right? In this case, we're talking about government contracting. You have to understand and know and do your due diligence and research and know what's on the table for you, right? If you don't know what's on the table, then you don't know or you can't even grasp the concept of setting out a goal for yourself. Okay. And so knowing your numbers, when there is like, according to usaspending.gov, last year, the government spent $9 trillion on small business products and services. Okay. Out of that, this is what knowing your numbers is all about. And you can actually go to usaspending.gov and do the research on your own as well. So out of that, 26% was mandated and obligated to go to women and minority small business owners, or just small business owners in particular, right? So small business owners is made up of those particular disadvantaged groups. That includes women, minorities, disabled veterans, LGBT, like all of those social economic disadvantaged groups, right, are included in that 26%. So what does that mean for us? That meant that over 2.3 billion, let's just say that for a ballpark number, it's probably a little bit more like 4 billion, but we're going to play with this small number. 2.3 billion is what's in it for me, right? Because I am a woman, I am a minority, I am a socially disadvantaged small business owner. So that lets me know 26% went to business owners like me. And the question you want to ask yourself is, how much of that did I receive? And if the answer is 0, then you have some homework to do, right? You know that you have to get in position so that next year, right, you'll at least be able to say, well, I did get 100,000 out of that. It was a little bit of minute of a percent, but it's something, right? Because we don't want to continue to allow, and this is me encouraging you, right, and pushing you to just get it done. Let's just get this money that's on the table. Let's not watch other people win while we're standing by the sidelines looking and trying to figure things out. Let's get it done. And so definitely, so when you're thinking about what's in it for me, we're talking about over $2.3 billion that's in it for you. So let's just say you had a personal goal. Now that you've done the research and you saw the numbers and you kind of have an idea of what's being spent and what groups, you qualify for, right? And like what has been on the table. That's money and opportunities that has been missed, right? So let's just say moving forward, as of this day, you say, well, I'm no longer going to allow myself to miss out on opportunities in doing business with the government, right? I'm going to learn, learn a system, implement a system, or get coaching or get helping or get the help that I need so that I can participate in that spend. It's too much money passing us by, right? So let's just say you decide that you want to go and infiltrate 1% of that $2.3 billion that's on the table, right? 1%, right? It sounds like a very small, minute number. But when we're talking about 2.3 billion, 1% is $400 million that's on the table, right? And when you think about that, from that perspective, you may say, well, shoot, $400 million on the table for 1%, that's too much for me to even grasp as a small business owner, right? So let's just say you decide, well, how about I go after a 0.5%? That's still 200 million. So if you say 0.25%, right, that's 100 million or less or whatever, however you do the math, 100 million still on the table. So do you think it's possible, knowing those numbers and understanding that, do you think it's possible to at least have 1 million, to at least generate $1 million? Let me know in the chat, type a yes if you believe that that is possible for you, knowing these facts, right? Because USA spending, that's a budget from the federal government. That is what they really spend. They're very transparent. Yeah. Hey, TJ. They're very transparent. So that is a fact. All those numbers that I just broke, that is a fact. That's what's being spent. So a 0.5% can still make you $100 million, right? So if you say 1%, that's not even a fraction of whatever. Like 1 million is not even a fraction. It's like 0.0000000000000, right? Right. And so we're happy with that. So knowing those numbers is going to be key. So know your numbers, right? But not only do you want to know those numbers, right? Number two, which is the P in the KPMSD formula, is going to be positioning, right? So now that you know what's on the table for you, and you know that you can easily at least be able to achieve at least $1 million in that business adventure. Right? Patsy said yes. Cynthia says yes. Carrie says definitely possible. Siobhan says yes. Bernie says yes. Absolutely. Happy Friday, NYC, Black Honey. What government contracts are for notary public individuals? Several. And we actually have a whole set training on that on YouTube called Government Contracts for Notary Businesses. So be sure to look that one up as well. And then that's when we go into details for that specific industry. And so so number two is positioning, right? So now that you know a little bit of the numbers, and then you back yourself and say, well, at least if I can get $1 million, that's on the table. And this is like something that you can do annually, right? At 0.00000000000. So just imagine if you just say, well, really, I can live off, 300,000 a year. That makes everything look more simple, right? For you, because you see what's on the table, what's being spent. But the thing is, getting in position is going to be key. Can you do business with the government even if you're not a part of those socioeconomic disadvantaged groups? Absolutely. Yes, 100% you can. Amazon is a giant. They get government contracts. Microsoft is a giant. They get government contracts. Uber, Lyft, all those companies, they get government contracts. StarKist, Tuna, like all these multi-billion-dollar companies are doing business with the government. Now, so that does mean that you don't have to be a part of those socioeconomic groups to get access to government contracts. You can do that. However, when you are a part of those social economic disadvantaged groups and you're officially certified in those groups, that set aside, that 26% set aside is guaranteed money for you, right? So that gives you a leg up over Amazon, over Uber, over Lyft, over all these other Microsoft companies and all these other companies that are currently getting government contracts. It gives you, as a minority, small, disadvantaged, economically disadvantaged group member, it gives you the upper hand, because 26%, they say, is mandated, is obligated. There is no choice. They don't get to decide. It's in the law. It's a part of the Small Business Act of the United States. So you can look that up. It's a part of the SBA Small Business Act, right? So that means that money is on the table, but are you in position? And if not, those socioeconomic groups, because we talk about it all the time. We're talking about women in business. We talk about minority in business. We talk about disadvantaged businesses. We talk about small businesses and micro small businesses. We talk about the veteran-owned businesses. We talk about Native American business groups. Like, all of those are socioeconomic groups. Which one do you fall in? If it's just one, that's fine. If it's multiple, even better. But what do you have that's going to give you the leg up, right? And if you don't have those certifications, I highly recommend and encourage and push you today to get them started, because at least you have your meal ticket to participate in a guaranteed stream of income that's on the table for you. Who wouldn't want that, right? So that's just like right now, we're in a pandemic. We're in a pandemic, then we're not, then we are. So everybody's confused, but we're in a pandemic, and now they're saying like, if you have the vaccine, you get to take off your mask in public spaces or whatever, all this stuff, right? Using that as an example, horrible example, but it's the best example I can think of right now. But it's just like, if you have these certifications, you get to participate in this pool of money, right? And so, or let's use the PPP. If you had a business in 2019, you get to participate in the PPP loans, right? There's rules and regulations for everything. Where do you fall? So you have to understand where you fall. Do you have your tickets, your meal tickets? Are you in position? Are you certified? Do you have that? Yes, you can be a woman in business and improve it by showing your birth certificate and all that stuff, right? But there's an official process. There's an official application. There's third-party certifications that has to happen in order for you to legally participate in that social economic disadvantage group for the set asides. Okay. So if that's clear, let me know. Type clear in the chat. Let me know if that's clear before I move on. For everybody, I want to make sure everybody is following me. Stephanie says, I agree. Aaron says, I'm interested in notary government contracts as well. Yep. Cool. So let me know if that's clear. Just type clear in the chat. So the third thing, I'm a little winded, y'all, because the baby is pushing on everything. And it's a big baby at that. So yes, clear, clear, clear. All right, cool. Bernie says clear. Cynthia clear. EP clear. J Snap says clear. Patsy says clear. Good info. Spirit Goddess says, are you familiar with reselling? I just joined. How do I get certified? Sure. Charvon, good question. Aaron says clear. Okay, cool. Oh, Jaleesa says, how do we find the info for what happens after this in the paid group? Okay, cool. Are you a paid member? If you are, you're gonna see it. You'll find it. It'll be pinned to the top. If you're a paid member. Okay. All right. So number 3, now that we clear, is marketing proposition. Okay. So first we went through, you knew your numbers, you did your due diligence, you understand the laws that governs government contracting for minorities, and you know what your positioning is. So you're in position. So the next step is not just enough to only have your certifications and know what's on the table. Now, there's so many small business owners that's been certified in these groups, women-owned business, minority business, like all, they've been certified maybe for a few years and never made a single penny. That lets you know, it's an indicator and it's a trigger to let you know that it's not just enough to have certifications, because it doesn't just fall, nothing is going to fall in your lap. If you're a business owner, you have to do business, which means there's some action steps that has to take place, right? So the third letter is M, which stands for marketing proposition. What is your plan of action to marketing your business to the government so that you can achieve some of these contracting opportunities, or so that you can start winning and bidding on contracting opportunities, right? So you have to have a marketing proposition. What falls under a marketing proposition? Well, first of all, what are you selling? What are you selling? Let me know. Actually, I really want to know for those who are joining me live, and even if it's the replay, type hashtag replay if you're going to be watching this later. But let me know what it is that you sell. What services do you offer? And and I want to say this. I really want for those who are like, well, what does government buy? And I'm going to sell that. You want to be doing what you're passionate about. That's just a recommendation. You want to do something that you're highly passionate about, so that it never feels like work. It always feels like you're just enjoying life, right? When you're actually doing the work and for the government, right? Because there's so many people that are like, well, what are they buying? And I'm gonna do that, and you easily get burnt out, right? Because it's so much work that goes in it, and if you're not passionate, you can easily give up. So you want to make sure that you're in a lane that you love. And so, what is it that you're selling? What services do you sell? What do you do, right? So you want to know that first. How does your product or your service serve a client, your client? Let's just say the government is your client. That's your potential client. That's your ideal client. But how does that service that you offer serve the client? What's the benefit of that service? Let's just say you have a trucking service, right? And you say, well, I have trucking services and I know the government does, long-term, long distance deliveries or whatever, hauling or whatever. So that's my service that I want to offer to the government, right? So you have to understand your position, your marketing proposition. What are you selling? How does it serve the government? How are you marketing yourself? Do you have a website? It's not that you actually need a website, but do you have a portfolio or some type of profile or something that shows your capability statement, right? Your capabilities, your abilities, like the services that a list of services that you provide, the next industry codes that fit into for the government, right? So you want to have some type of marketing proposition. What is your angle? How are you accessing government contracts? Are you looking on their websites for bidding opportunities, right? Are you emailing them and trying to connect? Are you going to webinars and trying to network with the agencies? Are you going to meet the prime events? You have to have narrowed down some type of way where you're constantly and consistently networking or marketing your services to the government so they know who you are. Because, of course, some things can happen to where you're certified, you're in the system, and maybe you'll start receiving leads or something like that proactively. But you definitely, if you have $1 million game plan to hit that $1 million in a 12-month period, like annually, you want to be proactive in your business. You don't want to sit back and wait for things to fall in your lap. You want to be proactive about it, right? Being about your father's business, you have to have action steps. And not just a goal, right? Because I always talk about goals and I love goal setting and I do make goals. But remember, a goal without action steps is just a dream. And at some point when you're dreaming, you wake up. So if you want that dream to become reality, then you have to consider what are your action steps to making your dreams come true. That means it takes work. Action means you have to get up and move. You have to do something. You have to plan it out, and you have to be hyper focused on achieving what it is that you want to achieve. So we have, let me see. Cynthia says, that's me. Got certs and done nothing with them so far. So many people. And guess what? And I want to comment on that as well, because so many people have certifications and have not done the work to get beyond to start landing those contracts. But do you not know there are people out there who just want to use your certification? There's companies out there that say, oh, you a woman-owned business and you've never done business with the government. How about I list you with my with my company, you're woman certified, and I'll go after this bid, and I just need you to manage this 20% of the contract. That's it, right? 20% to do nothing, just to be listed. So what is your marketing proposition, right? Again, what is your strategy? There's so many different strategies that you can come up with. Which one is yours? What is your marketing strategy? So be sure to brainstorm and write it out and write that vision, right? But also create those action steps to get it done. So Carrie says, notary services. Siobhan does janitorial cleaning, which is janitorial cleaning. I don't know, Siobhan, if you've done government contracting before or yet, but there's so many daily opportunities on the city, county, state, federal level for government. For janitorial clean. There's contracting opportunities for everybody. But when I see janitorial, it's just like it's like every single day, there's mounds of it, opportunities. So Nadia says logistics consulting, e-commerce, store selling, wellness products. Services, web design and hosting. That's a good service to offer. I've actually done web design services for the city and county of where I am. So there's definitely contracting opportunities for web design and hosting. In fact, if you were in position, I don't know if you are in position, Cynthia, or if you do have a marketing proposition, you could have had that contract when the new WOSB rebuilt their website and Sam got a new website. Somebody who's a small business owner did that. And you can tell too, because it don't always click and work. And so there's a lot of tweaking going on in the back end to fix it. But somebody has that contract. And I can imagine it's a huge contract considering all the data and information on the back end and all the functionality that has to go into that. But there's always opportunities, still with the government to do web design. So trucking, says Mary, hyper focus. Yes, you do need that hyper focus. I'm trying to do the work, but having so much trouble finding the steps or specific general information. So Jaleesa, I don't know if you've ever, like if you're new here, but literally we have a step-by-step system that we teach our clients so that they don't have those problems trying to figure it out. You have it step-by-step, the blueprint, plus you have me walking you through. This is what you do. Did you do that? Oh, this is what you did. This is how you fix that. Now let's get to the next step. And this is what we do inside our program, which I'll leave more information about that towards the end. But that is exactly why we created the $1 Trillion Government Contracts Accelerator, which is a simple blueprint, step by step, to help our clients actually get to the money. Because that's the important part. We'll work on the foundation of the business. We work on the marketing proposition. We work on the numbers and your goals and all that, create action steps, but we also work on the money part, right? Bidding and understanding how that happens and the outreach and all that. Everything is all inclusive in our program. So I've never done business with the government, but I'm ready. That's good. Yes, I heard about that strategy, Patsy says. Executive leadership training, curriculum creation. Yes, Patrice, definitely. There's a lot of opportunities for training and curriculum education for the government. Would you suggest hiring someone to complete the certification? Nadia. So it depends. It depends on like what you want to do, right? Because anybody can do the paperwork. Of course, it's daunting. Of course, in our programs, we allow our clients to choose what level they want to be in. We allow our clients to either do the certifications with support, and we walk you through your application and have you get your paperwork and show you what to do when you're stuck and all that stuff. Or we have a team that actually does it for them, our VIP clients. We actually do the paperwork for you, which saves you a lot of heartache and headache. So it depends on how bossy you want to be. So that it's a boss move, right? Being able to hire someone to do your paperwork for you, that's really a boss move, but it saves you time and frustration and headache, and it's definitely well worth the investment to have someone do it for you. Absolutely. So Stephanie says life insurance, affiliate program, and prepaid. I don't know what affiliate program means, but life insurance, definitely you can sell to the government. Prepaid legal plans for small and large businesses. Yeah, so cool. Patrice says, I need to know more about your help. This is my first time here. Will definitely need guidance. So cool. So yeah, so Stacia, so we're actually, we have our applications open, and we'll drop the link. So maybe Stacia, if you're watching, that's my executive assistant. You could drop the link for those who want to schedule a call to apply to work with us inside our program. All right, so cool. All right, so marketing plan proposition. So number one, let me see, the S letter in our 6-figure GovCon formula is set a goal, right? So set a goal. What goals do you have? My goals is always 6 figures to the millions. That's my goal annually. That's my goal. I have a goal of when I want to retire. I have a goal of how many employees I want to have running my, like I have all these goals, but with those goals, I have action steps, right? So there's work towards those goals, right? So what is your goal? Set a goal. Do you want, thinking about those services that you offer? So let's just say, let me see some of the things that you guys mentioned, the services that you offer, web design. What is your hourly rate for web design? And we're not talking about hourly rate for web design for a homeboy or for somebody that you personally know. We're talking about an hourly rate, because web design services is very tedious, right? It's a lot of work that goes in it. And so let's just say for this example, web design and hosting, what is your hourly rate minimum for government agencies, right? So we're talking about a couple $100 an hour, maybe, if that, right? Or maybe more. Depends. It depends on how many pages and the functionality and all this stuff that's needed to build out that website. So let's just say bottom line, bare bottom, you charge $50 an hour. And this is like, this is not something that you definitely want to do. You don't want to charge $50 an hour because that's too low. That's way too low, right? But you definitely, but I want to start with a easy number so that it helps with the math. So let's just say your goal is to charge $50 an hour for your web design services, and you have a minimum of 20 hours to build out a website. Let's just say that's just basically a one-page website. It's going to take you minimum 20 hours to do that, or 1 to 3 pages, maybe even, right? So it's going to take you 20 hours to do that, right? So that's $1,000 per client. Let's just say that, right? Again, we're using minimal numbers. If you have if your goal is to generate 6 figures in that year, then how many clients do you need? How many clients do you think you need? So you need, in order in order for you to reach your $100,000 goal, let's just say that's your first milestone. $100,000 is 6 figures. Let's just say that. $50 an hour at $20 an hour is $1,000 per client. Then you need 1,000 clients in order to reach your 6-figure goal. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of running around, right? That's a lot of running around to to reach that goal. Versus, and these are with individual people. That scenario again is with an individual person. Versus a government contract. Let's just say you're now doing business with the government, and you know that your hourly rate is going to be worth way more. And so let's just say you charge $250 an hour. Now we're talking about some real numbers. $250 an hour for those same 20 hours is going to be $5,000 minimum for a web design, for a government, a single contract, right? Let's just say this is a single purchase order because it's such a small number. It's a single purchase order, like only one agency want a simple website. It's a one and done, right? To build that out, you're going to bill them $5,000. That's $5,000. Let's just say you have that same goal of generating 6 figures in your business, right? So $250 an hour times 20 hours is $5,000. But if you get 2 of those, let's just say you get 2 of those, 2 of those per month. Let's say you got 2 of those. That's $10,000. That's a $10,000 month, right? And then and you do that for a year. You get 2 contracts like that for a year. That's 24 days or whatever a year you're working on government contracts. And so that's $120,000. So hopefully that's not confusing. So let's go through that again. So $250 an hour times 20 hours is $5,000. Let's say you do that twice. That's $10,000 a month on one single a month. Let's just say that's two contracts, right? 2 contracts. And then you do that twice every single month. Right? You do that, you repeat that for 12 months, 2 contracts a month for 12 months. That equals, at $10,000, that equals $120,000 a year, right? So does that look more attainable, achievable? Can you see like how just 2 contracts, 2 simple contracts, and this could be within one agency. One agency could have 2 different, web projects that they're working on. You do that once a month, twice, once a month, or whatever. That's $120,000 for the year, versus having 1,000 clients. Versus that's 24 contracts versus 1,000 clients, right? So let's take that number and duplicate it. Let's just say you duplicated it once, right? So now you have 4 contracts. 4 contracts, right? So you have 4 contracts at $5,000 a contract. That's $240,000 a year, and will have only taken you like 48 days of work, right? Let's say you duplicate that again. That's $480,000 a year for 96 days out of the year. That's almost $500,000. Now, with those numbers, the KPMSD 6-figure GovCon formula, know your numbers, know your positioning. How are you going to market to the government? Set a goal, right? And look at the difference between individual client versus government contract, and see how much time you save, how much easier it is to hit that 6 figures. and how much easier it is. Like how much, if you're only working 96 days out of the year, that's like 1, 2, 3, that's like 3 months. 3 months, right? Let's just on average, that's like 3 months of work. There's 12 months in a year. So just imagine how much capacity you have at this $500,000, year, how much capacity you still have to duplicate even that. Easy to get to that 1 million. Now that you're understanding. And so let me see. Where's the link to join the private group? It's actually, okay, you drop the link for her to join the private group. Hopefully you're on here. I'm having a hard time locating contracts for notaries. Yeah, says David. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but be sure to check out the notary government contracts for notary businesses on YouTube, because I have a whole video about that there. So, and this is just this formula that I'm just sharing right now. It's just one simple scenario, right? Everybody's math is going to be different. You may not charge, depending on what service you provide, IT, I've seen IT techs, charge like $1,500 an hour or whatever, right? And so it all depends on your industry and what's relevant, right? But what you would charge to an individual person is going to be rather small compared to what you can charge to the government. And so understanding, have a formula. And so this is what we offer. This is what we're having for what we have for our GovCon Insider members. We're going to be dropping a $1 million game plan template. Let me see if I have it on hand. I'll show you guys. Let me see if I have it on hand. I'll give you guys a sneak peek of it. But we have a $1 million game plan template that we're going to be sharing with you for free, and for those who are inside our government GovCon Insider private membership group, you're going to get this template for absolutely free. So let's just say, okay, I found it, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually hold on, let me see, to use this template to build out your multi-million-dollar game plan. All right, so let me go ahead and share that. Patsy said, yay. So cool. So let me try. I'm a little slow when it comes to laptops and all that stuff. So y'all just bear with me for a minute while I bring up this template. Here we go. So this is the $1 million game plan template that we're actually going to be dropping for free to those who are inside our GovCon Insider. So you get this for free, right? So basically these numbers. So let's just say you've done the math, you know your numbers. Let me see if I can wait. What is this? One. I don't know why I can't do anything with this. Hold on. Dude, it will not let me do anything. But is it protected? Let me see. Open with Google Sheets. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. So let me see. Let me make sure the right thing is showing with you guys. So it's not that. Oh, so y'all can see my Google Sheet, I think. Okay. Yep, you can see it. Okay. So cool. So here's the turn your $1 million game plan into reality. So let's just say you've done the numbers, you understand the formula, and now you're thinking outside the box, and you're like, okay, if I charge, let's just say there's a 30-day scope for janitorial services, and I'm gonna charge them $60,000 for this 30-day scope, right? So $60,000. So if you type in $60,000 for that one contract, it's going to automatically calculate if your goal is $1 million, right, it's going to automatically calculate how many contracts you need to have to hit that $1 million. So here it says you need 1.3 contracts. So that's like 2 contracts, basically 2 contracts a month, similar size, will help you reach your $1 million goal. Let's just say your goal is only like $300,000. You only want to make $300,000. All you need is less than one a month to hit that $300,000. So just one contract a month can help you reach that $300,000. So let's just say you have a trucking service and you saw some contracts for trucking administration or something, or trucking and hauling, and you decided that I'm not gonna bid no less than 280,000, and my goal is to hit $1 million. Is that $1 million? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's $1 million. Let's see. 4, 5, 6. I think that's it. My goal is to hit $1 million. Then it's going to tell you to hit $1 million. Here's how many contracts you need per month. 280,000 times 12 equals, you're going to be over $1 million. So basically, this is what you're going to receive inside the GovCon Insider. As a member of our group, we're gifting that over to you, but it's going to help you formulate your $1 million game plan. So then you can work the numbers backwards, right? So let's just say, even if you had a dream, or your goal is to hit a $500,000 first, right? Maybe that's your milestone. I want to hit that before I hit that, or whatever it is. This formula is going to help you understand how many contracts you need. Let's just say you're a photographer and there's photo contracts, right? You want to say, well, my minimum bid on a photography contract is not going to be anything less than 150,000. You plug that in, you plug in your annual goal. It's going to tell you exactly how many of those contracts you need to hit your $1 million goal, right? And everything's going to vary, because you're not going to charge everything for the same thing for every service, because you're going to charge by the scope of work. So maybe you have one contract that's 150,000. Maybe you have, 2 contracts that's at 300,000, right? So all the numbers that we're playing it's a numbers game, but you have to understand the numbers and in order to reach that financial goal. So this is something that we're going to be dropping inside the, let me see, here's the sheet. So why is that there, Station? That goes into the group. So delete that. That's only for the GovCon Insider people. But what we are offering right now for the GovCon Insider, for those of you who absolutely know that you have $1 million dream, or you have your first milestone of 6 figures, and you want this whole 6-figure formula course. We have a whole course that goes even deeper than what I just did. It's normally priced at $147, but GovCon Insiders, of course, we're also dropping a 20% off coupon code inside the group. You could grab a copy, and I'm going to grab the link for you to be able to, let me see, the link for you to be able to grab a copy of it. 20% off for everyone else. If you're not a member of a GovCon Insider, it's still a steal. It's still a steal. It's still a steal, right? And so it's only $147, right? So grab a copy, because it comes with the full training on the 6-figure formula, the workbook. I think there's an audio training as well, so you can listen on the go and all those things. Let me see if I can grab the link for you to grab a full copy of the 6-figure formula. Here we go. All right. So there is the link to grab a copy of the full 6-figure formula. She'sGotGoals.com/6-figure formula to grab a copy. Again, there's a 20% discount off code off for the GovCon Insider members. So be sure before you purchase, go ahead and grab the coupon code, right? For everyone else, it's still $147, which is a steal. It's still a steal. But also GovCon Insiders, you're also going to receive the template for free. So you're going to receive that absolutely for free. All right. All right. So any questions, let me know. Any questions, drop your questions in the chat. All right. So any questions, let me know in the chat. So hopefully this has been good. The six-figure formula, understanding how you can use the six-figure formula to create your $1 million game plan, right? Everyone needs to have one, especially if you're thinking about going into government contracting, if you're already started the journey of government contracting, if you're confused about government contracting, you definitely want to, apply to work with us. That's all I can say is we have people that are winning contracts within 90 days, some less, right? Because sometimes you just need that extra push. You just need that extra know-how, that knowledge, so that you're not all over the place getting information from here and wrong information from there, and then Googling stuff, and you're all over the place, taking years to try to figure out how to actually make your certifications work for you. So if you really want to know how to make your certifications work for you, be sure to apply to work with us. We do have open applications right now. Before I drop the link for our open applications, I'm going to share, for those of you who asked about GovCon Insider, is govconinsider.tv. Simple, small memberships, $20 a month. But as a member, there's so many things that you actually receive as a member. GovConInsider.tv. There's so many, and I'm going to walk you through the website just so you know. There's so many things that you actually receive as a member, including those discounts, those free templates, free ebooks, free knowledge, and all that information. It's a community where you can do some peer-to-peer support, all those things. But also, occasionally I'll come on live. Right now I'm doing it more often, but occasionally I'll come on live and just share like even some additional tips. We're going to be interviewing some experts and stuff, all that stuff inside that group exclusively only. Simply because this is what we want to do for those who show that they're serious about, even if you have to start there, right? And even if you have to start there, you're serious about trying to learn more information about government contracting to see if this is something that you really want to do. And so our GovCon Insider, $20 a month, it's a private Facebook member only group, right? Interviews that will challenge you to think bigger, to scale your government contracts, but you get all these industry briefing tips, news and inspiration, but you're also going to receive discounts as such, the 20% discounts that we're sharing today for the six-figure formula course, the full course, early access to upcoming events, workshops, pop-up trainings. We'll also have swags, as our swag at a discount, which is our self-made millionaire t-shirts and mugs and all those things that we actually offer. So that is where you would go to join us in the GovCon Insider. And there was a couple questions about applying to work with us in the program. Some people are like, forget all this other stuff. I'm ready to make some money. I'm ready to go ahead and put my action into goals, my goals into action, so I can actually receive the support that I need to get to my first contract before this year is out. And if that is you, join us in the $1 trillion government contracts. I think this is the website. Sorry, it's hard to type with nails on, but join us on $1trillion-governmentcontracts.com. This is where you would go to apply to work with us. There is an application. If you qualify beyond the application, we'll invite you to schedule a free call with my team, who will then walk you through our program and confirm that it's a good fit for you where you are in your business. And we'll kind of go from there. But once you enroll, we get started right away. Amazing community of entrepreneurs that are kicking butt, that are landing contracts, that are getting certified. For those of you who are like, I'm not certified yet, but I need help with the paperwork, we help you inside our program. We also have a done for you service offer for VIP upgrades and all that stuff. But $1trillion-governmentcontracts.com is where you go. So anyway, let me see. So there's a lot of notaries I see that are joining us. To apply to work with you all, not really do everything for us. I don't know. Not really do everything for us. So let me, I don't understand the question, Aaron. So let me see. The six-figure formula course teaches everything about government contracting. Is that separate link to have you do? No, nah. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Okay, so the six-figure formula is just that. It's a mini course for $147. So just imagine $147 is not going to have us do your business so you can make $1 million in your business. So just that. No, it's a course standalone. It teaches you the six-figure formula. It goes into more depth about that. Now, our coaching program, which is like we work together over a 6 to 8 week period, helping you go through the steps, walking through the steps, actually coaching you and helping you implement the system and all that stuff, so that you can land government contracts. That's so much bigger than a mini course, right? So much bigger. So of course, there's a bigger investment into that program, but definitely it's a separate link to apply. And that application can be found at trilliondollargovernmentcontracts.com. And when you talk to our representative, our business sales exec team, that will walk you through our program and how it works. They will also talk about the option that you have if you want us to also do all of your certification paperwork, right? So that's a VIP client. That's what we have. We offer to our VIP clients. So they'll talk about both. So make sure if you don't want to do anything, like as far as the paperwork for the certifications, but you still have to run your business because it's your business. But as far as the paperwork, let them know that you're interested in the done for you part of the paperwork service certification, so that we can make sure that you're in the correct program. All right, so cool. You're welcome, Aaron. All right, so that's pretty much it for today. I just wanted to make sure that I only posted it in the group. Oh, okay. I wanted to, sorry, reading my notes. I wanted to make sure that that you all understood the six-figure formula, and that you had or start thinking about your $1 million game plan, because there's millions to be made. And as you see the numbers, is millions that are being spent. And as you see the numbers, if you're not getting a piece, there's millions that you're leaving on the table. And even your 1 million is 0.0000000000000% of what's on the table for you. So at least you should have a $1 million goal. Now, don't let anyone, there's 4 things I want to leave you with. Remember to keep your dreams ignited. So if you have a dream, $1 million dream, you want to be a self-made millionaire, you want to be successful in business, your dream is to do business with the government, the number one top paying client that you could ever acquire. Remember to keep those dreams ignited, right? Know your worth and be willing to invest into your future. It's your business, it's your future, and be willing to do the work, right, to get there, to achieve your goals, right? Never take no for an answer, right? That's my third piece of advice. Never take no for an answer, because there's ways around everything. Like, as you can see, there's so many different ways you can manipulate your formulas to get to that $1 million business. Even if you start with the multiple 6 figures, it adds up to the multiple, millions, right? It does add up. But lastly, remember to live life by design and not by default. What I mean by that is, so many times we live life by default, even in our personal lives or in business, in general. When someone say no, we sit back and we say, oh, well, they said they couldn't do it, or they told me I needed to wait 5 years. So you're living by default, but you have to be proactive about what you want to do. You have to be proactive and know that somebody else's no is for them. That's because they don't understand the vision that you have for your business. They don't understand all the knowledge that's out there in the world, that they just don't know that this stuff right here exists. They just don't understand the system the way that we understand it from the inside out, right? So don't let no one steal your dream. So live life by design, not by default. Be proactive, not reactive in business, because you can make it. This is something that I know. This is why I'm very passionate about sharing it with you all, because I know from the inside out. So, so hi, Sortino. He says, sorry, I'm late. No problem. I have a holding company, notary business. What will my first step be before talking to you guys? Talk to us. Schedule a call to talk to us. That's the first step. Siobhan says, thank you so much for all the gems. You're welcome, Siobhan. All right, cool beans. Excellent tool needed. Yep. So I hope you guys enjoy the the $1 Million Game Plan template that we're sharing, the 20% discount code off of our GovCon Insider. I'm gonna drop that link one more time if I can, or if I can find it. The six figure formula. The she's got goals.com/six-figure formula to get the full complete training that we have available to you right now for the 6-figure formula. So it comes with a couple workbooks, and I think there's an audio version of the training as well. But it's a whole training that kind of breaks down the 6-figure formula in further detail. So you definitely want to grab that. And again, if you're a GovCon Insider, be sure to grab your 20% discount code off in the book, as well as a copy of your free template that we drop for you inside the group. All right. So I'll see you all next week, unless I'm in labor. So you guys have a great one, and enjoy yourselves.